Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolessence and welcome back to another video. And in this video, we're going to be going through my top 10 favorite women's perfumes for the summer of 2017, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, I just want to preface this list by saying these are fragrances that I like, so this is all centered around my personal taste, and these are just fragrances that I have in my collection. There may be fragrances out there that you love. They may not have made this list, not because they're not good fragrances, but simply for the fact that they're not in my collection. So with that being said, no honorable mentions. Let's go ahead and get this list started. Now, my number 10 on this list is a perfume that was composed by Aurélien Gouchard, and it's one of my favorites from this line, at least on the women's side. This one by Bond Number 9 is called Chinatown. This is an amazing sort of floral sweet scent with a bit of cardamom up on top, so it gives it that different component about it, that one little quirk that makes it stand out, as it were. Number 9 on this list is a newcomer to this list and a newcomer to my collection overall. This is a fragrance that was composed by Dominique Ropion, who has done a ton of fragrances. You could search up his resume online. This one by the company Stark is called Peau de Soyer. So it has an unusual blend of accords. There's no note listed with the exception of musk, but the accords for this one are woodsy notes, animal notes, and powdery notes. That's exactly what you get from it. This is a bit of a gender bender scent, so just keep that one in mind. This one could also work on guys too. Number 8 on this list is another fragrance that I do quite adore. This one is definitely a bit on the floral side, and with a name like Sultry Rose, I think that communicates a lot. This one by EB Florals is called Sultry Rose. It was composed by Elias Hermenidis, who is a pretty up-and-coming perfumer. For all I know, he's probably been in the game for a while now, but you see a lot of his fragrances on the designer side of the market, so this is a niche composition, and it's a really sort of light, transparent rose scent. So definitely be on the lookout for that. This company has a lot of gems that you can be on the lookout for. The next one on this list, when I reviewed it, it wasn't one of my favorites, and that's basically because I'm not a fan of wearing it. There are a lot more fragrances from this line that I would prefer wearing. This one is a bit on the lighter side. You have a bit of patchouli combined with rose, and I think it's a great scent by Francois Demachy, and it's great for the summertime too. This one by Christian Dior is called Gris Montagne. It's a wonderful scent. Definitely on the lighter, more ethereal side, but the patchouli gives it that nice backbone that allows it to stand out. Really well done here. Number 6 on this list is the kind of scent that you want to wear when you're out on a night on the town, when you're going partying, perhaps to a club or to a party, maybe even a bar. This is the kind of fragrance that will get you noticed. I do have to caution you though, it is a little bit heavier, so this is one that you want to wear at nighttime as opposed to the daytime. And definitely don't over apply because you will choke someone out. This one by the digital-only brand Fleur is called Ciano. Now, Ciano is very reminiscent, to me at least, of Thierry Mugler's Angel. So if you're a fan of that sort of sweet, chocolatey patchouli that you get in Angel, I highly recommend you check this out too. Kind of has that similar truffle note. Funny part about this one, when you look it up on Fragrantica.com, the only note that's listed is orange. Definitely a lot more than orange going on in this blend. The next one on this list is, gosh, one of my favorites. I know this is marketed as a unisex scent, if I'm not mistaken. I would personally love to wear this one because it gives off a tropical vibe attributed to the note of coconut. And this one by Tom Ford, part of the private blend line, is called Soleil Blanc. Wonderful scent. If you haven't tried it, make sure to do so. Perfect, perfect, perfect for the summer. Next one on this list is one of my favorites, one of my wife's favorites as well. She wears it sparingly because it is a bit on the pricey side. This one is called Aventus for her. You have apple, blackcurrant, musk, great scent. And I've had a few other ladies smell this, and they all love this one. So there's something really special about this fragrance. Make sure to check it out if you haven't already done so. We're getting into the top 3 now, and this was a very difficult list to compile, but I just want to mention that depending on how I get up out of bed, any of these could have easily been number 1 or number 10. It really all depends on our mood, because that's what fragrance is. It's an extension of our personality. It's a representation and a reflection of who we are and how we feel on a given day, but we also match it up to our attire and how we feel. This one is for those lighter nights. It's for those nights when you don't want to wear something too heavy. You want to wear something that's going to be a bit ethereal, a bit more on the floral side. This fragrance, if I'm not mistaken, features osmanthus and tuberose, and it's by Kilian. It's called Good Girl Gone Bad. Now they have a few different versions of it. There's another one called Splash of Neroli, and there's one called Extreme or Intense. And that one is really good too. I don't have that one in my collection, so I'm going to go ahead and give credit to the original here. Number 2 on my list could have very easily been number 1 on my list, depending on how I feel. This is a wonderful combination of lychee and rose, but also a little bit of peony in here, some vanilla in the base to really give it that sweet warmth. This is an amazing scent, and this is the newest release by this company. So if you don't want to smell like everybody else, you want to smell different, don't go for the number 1 on this list, go for the number 2 on this list. This one by Parfums de Marly is called Delina. Definitely has some shelf visibility there. You can't miss this bottle. Bright, pink, feminine, but an intoxicating blend of florals and sweet notes. And then we're going into the number 1 on this list. This is the fragrance that my wife wore when we got married. She wore it all throughout her honeymoon, and I loved it every step of the way. Every single night that she wore this and we went out to dinner, she smelled amazing. I just couldn't help but compliment her. This is a gorgeous, luxurious, quite decadent and delicious blend of apple and plum. There's also some musky nuances in there, a little bit of vanilla in the base as well. This is just a gorgeous scent, floral. A lot of people say this is the high-end version of Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue for her. This one has made my list before, and it's by the company Creed, and it's called Acqua Fiorentina. This is one that is a stellar release. This needs to be talked about a lot more often. It's just a wonderful fragrance. If you haven't had the opportunity to try this out, I highly recommend you try this out. I'm sure it's being carried on a lot of websites like Scent Split. You can probably even find it for cheap on Otino.com. But this is a wonderful, wonderful fragrance. Definitely make sure to go out there and give it a try if you haven't already done so. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. These have been my top 10 favorite women's perfumes for the summer of 2017. I'm always curious to know, what are your favorite fragrances for the summer of 2017? Leave a comment down below. Also, remember to subscribe for future videos, and don't forget to enable notifications by clicking on the bell. This way you never miss any of my top 10 lists, reviews, giveaways, unboxings, what have you. So remember, we smell well so we can smell good, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.